Okay. I hope it restarts. Yes? Yes, did it restart it? I hope this fixes it, okay? Yeah, okay, let's continue coding. Class list, and we need methods on class. What the fuck is that? Where is the list of methods? I guess I need to go here. So we have value, contains, yeah, contains. Okay, so what we need to check is, we don't need that. We don't need that, okay. And the class would be dragover. When set is not equal ranked, where if we need to set it, we just use this. Probably we can use also this. It's like this. Otherwise, we need remove. Okay. Cool. And the important here is to return. Maybe it's not important to remember. For before render, maybe it's not important. Okay, to return state. Anyways, let's see. Right now, first it should compile. Yeah, it compiles. Does it add a class though? No. Yeah, it does. So we get a dragover class, and we just need to define it. I guess somehow, somewhere, I deleted it. Yeah, okay, but this is not a problem. Yeah, somewhere in here, body drag over, background color. Let's say this. Yeah, so once you start dragging a picture, it will turn green, which is not perfect, I guess. Okay, so first thing that I need to fix is text area background. Text area definitely needs a background. Not a transparent one, no. That removes. Okay, okay. Okay, no, this is okay. Input before, input after. So one of these is maybe, yeah. So the way these borders, Windows 95 style borders are implemented is a little bit tricky, and it requires two extra elements on top of text area, actually underneath text area. Yeah, so that's why we can set background on text area, but we can set background on one of them. Okay, so this green is maybe too much. Yeah. So I actually had an idea that maybe I should paint this, but this wouldn't work if there's already image, right? So I cannot paint this green. This one has no background, but it's okay. I guess it's okay. No, it should have a background, I think. Should it? Yes, it should. Okay, yeah, we'll get back to it later. So let's say this is too greenish, of course. So something like this. is much less greenish. It's ugly color though. Yeah. I know. Maybe when I drag over here, I can make these corners to appear. Right, so the idea is that, yeah, you can drag image here, but unlike most of the implementations, I allow picture to be dropped anywhere. So it doesn't has to be on this drag media here. So of course it's natural, on the natural. And what? Huh. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, it's not supported, of course, right now. Did it keep it? No. I also would like to somehow make this persist, but this is debug state, so I haven't bothered yet. Okay, let's not go deep with styling right now. Let's leave it at it. Okay, and move over to the next task. Okay, what are my thoughts on using multiple monitors? They are great if you're working on web stuff, because you have one monitor with your website preview and another one with your editor. You don't have to constantly alt tab to see the changes like here, right? So for example, if I do it like this and change it to this, I can, for example, change the color here and see changes immediately, right, without switching. So yeah, it would be great. It would be great. Hello, Nikita. By the way, welcome. Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Or so yeah, another thing is here. Yeah, let's go. So new is okay, right? So this we don't have to change anything here. Edit. So edit here we have a status, right? So status here. We don't need status right now, so during edit there will be no status, so we have to get rid of this. Okay, so let's go to status. Status is here. Yeah. Okay, we only show status if it has picture status picture. Okay, it should be picture status. I'm not sure. What about sitting versus standing? Standing is great, but I tried. I had a standing desk and I tried stand a little bit, but one day I stand too much and get my back really hurt. Like for the whole day you cannot stand that much, so you have to switch, I guess, every hour or so between sitting and standing, something like that. Depends on your back, I guess. Yeah, the problem with macOS display switching is that it's slow. It has this animation, but the worst thing about it is that while this animation is playing, you are staying in the old window, the window that you're coming from, right? So for example, if I'm in editor, I press Ctrl left to switch to the browser and start typing. I will be typing in the editor. So let's say, so yeah, so I type this while it was switching to the new window. So I mean, if they made it so that input events don't go anywhere during the animation, that would be not perfect, but okay. If that make it that you first switch to a new window that we will get in this new display and then start animation, that would be perfect. but for some reason they decided to make it like so. And you can turn this animation off, so it's annoyingly terrible and slow. So but the good thing with them is that you probably can set up keys to go to specific workspace, and with that you probably can be much faster than going through this list. So for example, if I know I need a browser, I can just have a shortcut to switch directly to browser, no matter how far back I was visiting this. So this is a recent visited order. Yeah. I never liked Total Spaces 2 has a setting in it for instant workspace changing. Yeah, maybe I should try it actually. I guess there are tools, yeah, probably. But it's just, so in macOS, there was like a terrible history of this full screen support. So it once, I don't remember, there either was some support, which was okay, or there wasn't. Then they introduced multi-display configurations and turned the spaces off. Then they bring them back, but with this problem, and now you don't know what to want. Yeah. So at some point they implemented that you can have multiple displays in full screen, but then they left it with this terrible animation. So they tried for a few times and failed still, and don't seem to be doing anything with it. It's possible to turn that animation off. Okay, maybe then I should try it. Yeah, I know that it's possible to turn the animation for dock off, which also is terrible. So by default, you see right now, if I drag my mouse over, it appears instantly, right? But this is not default behavior. You have to keep your mouse like for the whole second on the left before it starts to appear. It's also terrible. I don't know who came up with this. Yeah, I fucked up something in there. What? Okay, so no, this should be okay. Yes. I never liked web interfaces for writing blogs. Markdown should be source of truth. Yeah, so there is actually no. Yeah, so I can understand it. And I have a blog with, so the Stonsky Me blog, it's completely in Markdown, right? So I write this in Markdown. But the problem with it is that it's not very convenient, right? So I'm okay with writing markup, so no WYSIWYG stuff or anything. But the only thing that I miss is drag and drop images, right? So I want to drag and drop image in the middle of the block. I don't want to copy the file system, go to the file system, figure out the name, copy that name, paste it into Markdown. So for me, the perfect configuration would be Markdown with images. If there was like a modification of Markdown that can support images, that would be perfect. It sounds strange, I know, but yeah, that's a sweet spot, I think. Because yeah, I don't like WYSIWYG as well, but the drag and dropping images is a huge thing, I think. And then also I like how you can publish with one button instead of going to Git. I came up with some commit message and stuff like that. I never liked that. I think it's too many motions to just get something published. And that's why we are building a custom interface. And this has been working well so far, apart from implementation. Okay, yeah. Windows managers are great, but we have to get something about status. Okay, so right here we have status body, status picture, and let's say we have only if we have status picture arc. Okay, no, it actually should be case over status picture, and there are actually two statuses, right? So there's uploading They will be converting as well, and there must be failed somewhere. Yeah, and failed. Okay, and nil, of course. So uploading failed nil. Okay. Well, so if it's nil, we just return nil, and this should be okay. If it's failed, upload failed, we show upload failed, then maybe we put reason, status, picture, message, yes, message, and there also has to be a retry button. So for now, I'm not sure how it will look, but let's say it will look like this for now. Yes, and uploading is uploading, and we need to show percentage, which would be status picture progress converted to integer. Okay, so this is gonna be non-trivial arc multiplied by 100. How do you round? Just round number. Do they have like floor function? Yeah, they have floor. Okay, I want to use floor instead of round because I don't want to have 100%, right? Just mass floor, because when uploading is finished, it shouldn't say uploading 100%, right? It should say uploading and some percentage. Okay, and this is percent. Yeah. I really hope that Sablona wouldn't insert, or React, or whoever would not insert extra spaces. They shouldn't really. Okay, so yeah, on edit, the status bar disappeared, which is what we wanted. Another author, body change, so this we are not displaying at all. Dragged over image. Yeah, okay. Probably we should change the label here to drop it. Yes, if we are during upload. So this would be really simple. It will go if. Do we have dragged? No, we don't have dragged in here, and also maybe status picture. Yeah, okay. If dragged, we will say drop it. Otherwise, we'll say drag image here. Okay. Yeah, drop it. Okay, so drag image here, drop it. Yeah, drop it. So we don't say nothing here because there's already an image, but it will be replaced. Maybe I should say something like replace it or something like that, or somehow communicate that it will be replaced. Okay, but I wanted to uploading. So uploading doesn't work either. This is because picture doesn't exist. Okay. So this is when picture is uploaded. So we have two states possible, right? Picture is not uploaded. Picture is uploading, and it's uploaded. Okay, let's go here. So some picture. That would mean that picture is already uploaded. There is no status to display, nothing, right? Then so if there is a status, or no, actually, you know what? let's use cont plus. So this is my own invention, right? There is a conditional macro, cont macro, that let you define let inside it. So let me see if we have it imported. Okay, so here we can write something like status, like this, some status, if status exists. There's also a blob URL. Okay, let's say we want this. Now we can actually go in here and destructure them. Maybe it would be better even to do it like this. So this comes, status picture comes from status picture. And we also have, yeah, this is enough. Okay, if some status picture or maybe some blob, this doesn't matter. So these two appear at the same time, right? We have to do this actually, and this will be part of it. Okay. No, what's wrong? Yeah. And then if there is nothing to show, we show corners and drag the or drop label. Okay, the only thing is src will be blob URL. So this is local URL for the page with the object that you dropped in it. Yeah, so we don't have picture from the server yet. Cursor pointers. So do we need to delete? No, I'm not sure about this one. So it's still uploading, right? No, we need it. Okay, yeah, whatever. Some blob URL. Okay, comments. I wonder how to support image drag and drop with preview on the web. I love to copy my crop screenshot and paste. Well, image drag and drop totally works. I mean, if you're inserting images to the page, not from the, I'm not sure about can you drag it from the page, but so when I drop image here, it creates a it is accessible locally from the JavaScript, and then it starts uploading. So if I, for example, set network to good to G, for example, and try to upload anything. So this was a display how it slowly was uploading. So yeah, so this is my sort of progress bar. So you see image is local and it's slowly uploads to the server. But you don't have to upload it. You can, I guess, do anything from JavaScript with it, even crop. Actually, it would be nice to have crop or some basic editing on Grumpy, because now you have to do it before uploading the image. Maybe you'll have it sometime. If that's what you're asking, I'm not sure. Okay. What are my thoughts on using Postgres database for everything? That's it's a good idea, I think. Yeah, why not? Yeah. So now, I mean, yeah. any database would do. Postgres is super reliable. So yeah, I am not using Postgres. I'm actually not using any database right now, but I was thinking about using Juxt, but not because I think it's a good thing to do. Maybe it's I just want to play with it. Juxt is like Datomic-like database, but much more lightweight. So yeah, okay. What we need to implement right now is this progress bar that I just showed you. So when we are uploading and we are at 50%, we need to have 50% of the image covered with, I don't know, some white thing. Yeah. Okay, and we need also upload failed, like this one, yeah, right? So it should be, what is this, a button? Yeah, this is a terrible button. This is a button. Okay, yeah, this wheel we need to fix. I also think that I want upload failed to move higher here. Okay, let's start with uploading 50%, right? So what we need to show is half opaque rectangle. The problem with it is that it has to be exact the size of the image. Image clipboard pasting works too. I'm not sure. I never tried actually. I know that even on desktop applications it's 50-50. So Telegram can paste images from clipboard. Some applications can't, so you have to save a file and then drag and drop. Even browsers can't, I think. So yeah, I mean, if you are doing something like this and drop it somewhere, I believe it's not dropped as a file, but as an image object, something like that, right? And from what I've seen in browsers, it does. You cannot just drop it. You can drop a picture from a file like this. Choose a picture. You can drop it in a browser, but you cannot drag image from one field in a browser and drop it into another page, for example. I think. I haven't researched it heavily. I just know how to drop images in there. Okay, I'm not sure how this was implemented in here. Content, blah, blah, blah. I'll clarify this. Yeah, but the idea is that we need something like, if the status is uploading, okay, let's say maybe we even just create completely separate status picture and failed, right? So we have two statuses, failed. Okay, so this is might be a good idea. It seems like we repeat a lot of code, but so status is uploading, percentage, boom, right? And this status is failed, so status is failed, boom. Why this might be a good idea is that in this case, for example, we can decide separately if it reads better, right? We can decide if we need a delete icon for image that is in progress uploading. Maybe not, I'm not sure, maybe we just get rid of it. So for simplicity, right? But if it failed, you can actually try again or get rid of it, right? Because it's like canceling upload operation is another stateful transition that we probably don't want to bother with right now. Yeah, and another thing is that we need most image upload. Okay, let's call it just upload overlay. I don't know. So what we need, style height will be we might need a percent calculated like this. Yeah, we'll do this, and we might need percent. Okay, so we will have this upload overlay, and we need the styles for this. They go somewhere in here. Yeah, let's call it upload overlay. I think it's okay. Do I work without using the CLJS REPL in your editor? Yes, and it actually is fine because I'm using Figwheel, and Figwheel automatically applies every change that I do. So if I see this in this corner, there is like CLJS, blah blah blah. So it automatically applies what I change, including CSS changes and CLJS changes. So it reloads code every time I save. But if I work with Clojure, there is no Figwheel, and I have to try out some stuff, and this is painful. Yeah, with Clojure it's painful, but with ClojureScript it is actually okay. So instead of like changing something and re-evaluating namespace, it is re-evaluated automatically, and this is totally fine workflow for web. Plot overlay, position, absolute, left 0, right 0, bottom 0, and background should be FFF, like this, right? So maybe even less, like no, I know. Let's see. We'll just see. Okay, so now it is. Yeah, it's actually. Wait. Yeah. Maybe it's okay. So we have 0%, 50%. Well, for 0%, we actually should see this thing as well. Maybe, no, yeah, this must be the, should be like this. Yes, so uploading 0%, uploading 50%, and then upload it fully. Okay, and this seems to work while I don't have this in there, I think, or no. Yeah, but this is fine. So yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, let's say it works. It actually will hover over. Yeah, a little bit over there, because I don't know how to restrict it to the size of the image. This is actually some complicated layout that I don't think I nailed. So the trick is you have an image which has maximal width and maximal height, but otherwise it should keep it it should keep it aspect ratio, right? And I want this icon to be on the top right corner of the image, but on the right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so I think it should work now. Yes? I know, something happened. Dropped frames like 50%, I don't know. And now it's between green. Maybe it would be better if I was on Ethernet, but I'm not. Round C media failed. Okay. So we need blob URL and status picture message. Yeah, it works. Cool. This is good. Thanks for confirming. Media failed. Let's see. Okay, so this one is temporary, so let's keep it in here. Text area, it's simple for now, so let's keep it there too. And maybe we need like post button. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Submit buttons new. Alright, so these are buttons new. They don't need anything. Round FC buttons edit. Yeah, something like this. Okay, and buttons edit are going to be this. Buttons new, let's take arc, buttons edit, let's take arc as well. Okay, and the final thing is, where do we put this thing? Technically it belongs to the upload media, right? So maybe we create the media uploaded, yes. Maybe we create a media component that will unify this four. Round FC media, it will take arc probably, and we'll take this thing, yes. And also it will be responsible for rendering this this background for the body. Okay, so yeah, like this. Here we would need what would we need? Drag it. Probably most of this. Yeah, okay, let's say this, and then now okay, picture, do we need it? Yes, status picture. Yes, we need it. And dragged. This we don't need. Status body we don't need. Post ID, body, author, picture we need. Okay, so maybe we need it like this. Post, dragged. We need this, yeah. Dragged. Okay. Actually, oh no, this is fine. This is fine. Okay. Picture. Maybe also for simplicity, I'll rename this like that. Post. Yeah, seems okay-ish to me. So we put media argument here, blob URL we don't need, dragged we don't need, post, status picture we don't need probably, status body is what we need, and post we are not using it either. We use ID, yeah. Body, we use body also, but not picture, okay? So, yeah. This should work, yes? Let's see. Almost, okay. It almost worked. Media, for some reason, for some reason, it didn't work, yes? Yeah, because it has to go in there. Cool. So, okay, let's start from the beginning. New, edit another browser, body change, body saving, body failed. Dragged our image. Okay, uploading, failed, uploaded vertical. Cool. So it seems okay-ish. Let's commit it. This is Grumpy? Yeah, this is Grumpy. Okay, what did we do? What did we change? Yes. Probably yes. Yeah, and here most of the changes are probably reasonable. So we'll stage it, and there is new file. Now cleanup is something else. Cleanup is from yesterday's issue with iCloud. So you see it reports that some of the folders are not synced yet, but what it tries to sync is a copy of the image, like this image. It tries to download a copy of it. If I click, it doesn't happen. Never. You see? So it says downloading, and here it says downloading. Okay, so this is progress, because yesterday it says, here it said downloading, and here it said waiting for upload. But it never finished. But still, I had to write a script that manages these duplicates. Okay, so implemented layout for all editor states. Cool. This is good. This is good work, I think. Okay, so what I think, I want to continue. Okay. So what I think we will be doing next is we are going to start actually implementing it, right? And I think we will start with backend. So we will start with some endpoints that, for example, accept images and text edit and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, and I will take a 5-minute break and we'll be back. So don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm back. How is it looking? I think we can start by, yeah, it's no drop frames. Yeah, let's turn lights on. No. I think I just disappeared for, oh yeah, ignore. Sorry about that. Please share your Sublime setup for Clojure. Unfortunately, there is no setup. I wish there was, but the only thing that I'm using is my Grammatic. So Sublime Clojure, Clojure C Eden. It is at my GitHub. Sublime Clojure, so it's a package. I don't think it's in, you can get it through package install, package control. I think you can't. So at some point, there's like Clojure grammar that comes with Sublime. It was terrible, so I implemented my own. It's much more like correct. It knows much more tricks about Clojure or edge case situations. Like, for example, this is how default syntax highlights Clojure, right? And this is how mine highlights. So, for example, colon and number is a correct keyword. Colon inside the keyword is allowed. Keywords with non-Latin characters is allowed, and stuff like that. So I just handle much more edge cases, and this is much nicer to work with. You cannot probably see the benefits in this color scheme, but if you set it this, it might be more obvious. I'm not sure we will see any problems, for example, in code like this. Yeah, it doesn't paint brackets, but anyways, there is enough to notice difference. Okay. Видео будет в российской части сети, кажись, из-за расположения сервера, откуда загружено в YouTube. No, whatever. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue. Yeah. So what I want to do is implement this. As you type, your text is uploaded to server, right? Yeah. And to do that, what we will need is, okay, so yeah, let me just give you some background. So why I started to re-implementing all this, right? So it is working right now in Grumpy main site, right, main branch. So if you start typing here, you see this turns yellow, it means there are some changes, and it turns green, it means changes have been saved. If it's red, it would probably means like an error happened or something like that. But anyways, yeah, so it is up to saved. The problem is that so there's another, so you can change text and you can change picture, like upload it, delete it, and whatever, right? And this is another stream of changes. So there are basically two components, each one talks to a server, and it seems that there is a race condition between them, somewhat. Okay. And that's the problem that I want to fix, right? So I want to fix that race condition. And I think one place where it happens is that changes to file system. We store post in a file system, the files, right, for now. I'm going to change that, but one thing at a time. Yeah, because it's not synchronized or anything, so two different requests can change the same file, right? Another one, if I remember correctly, in old version, we send the whole post with all the fields, and if, for example, this sends one change, this sends another change, the rest of the fields will be the same, and one change will override another one. So that's what I want to fix. And the third reason that I want to do that is that if we are going to fix it, right, I want to do that correctly and as reliably as I can. That's why I did this when I changed like user interface to be also testable, reliable, like somewhat testable. Yes. Yeah. So, and to make it reliable, I actually, the only thing that I know how to do stuff like that is to okay, yeah, so YouTube has some problems, or I have some problems, I know, drop frames, spikes, but yeah, there. What do you want? What do you want? Mount. Okay, yeah. So with this, we should actually have editing capabilities. So if I click edit here, yeah, so image is so we display image, we display some text, and we display proper buttons, right? If we are new, there is no text. Okay, good. This is good. This is actually good. There's also a problem. Okay, no, this is okay, but this is how it's supposed to work. It's nothing special. Okay, let's go to editor.clj and see if we can edit post page, delete. So we have something, right? So we have update post, save post. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is another problem, is that we do a sync job on publish. We'll have to work with that as well. Maybe even display it in UI somewhere, I don't know. How do I wonder how do I keep an eye on this? OBS that it streams correctly. Okay, let's put this in here. Yeah, so this way I will see if drop frames start to spike, I will notice it. Okay, so this is old code, some old code, right? So we have to somehow make sense of it. We can actually see fetch. Let's see, do we have timer? Yeah, we have timer, autosave timer, CB, handle autosave. Save post. So we call save post. Save post is in there. And what we do is we go to save, yes? And save goes to save post. Okay, so we just go to save post. Okay, this is okay-ish. Okay-ish, okay-ish. Yeah. Um, this is okay-ish. Um, 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 um. Hmm. So update seems to be like a map with fields that have changed. Yes. So this one, I just want to create, okay. I'm just figuring out where to start. So what we need is, we need the endpoint, right? We need the function that saves, and we need some method to synchronize the saves, for example, right? So save post seems okay, right? So if we go to alt editor, actually we just say post updates and updates body author. Yes. Okay, so maybe we just create an update. Oops. An update endpoint. Maybe not. Do we need a new? There's also a problem to how do you start, right? So if you're creating a new post, actually let's see if we can handle that. We actually have new attribute instead of post ID. User. This seems like a little bit excessive, right? So we have post ID, we have post, we have user, but user also have author. Oh, this is because we used to because the person who writes post and person whose name will be on a page are different. Yeah, it's okay. Also, another thing is that drafts have author and ID, right? So instead of we looking at post ID, we should be looking at new attribute. Like this. We're not looking at ID anymore, we're looking at body. Yes, we're looking at author, yes. Okay, so let's leave it as that. But that would mean that we need new true. Actually, we need new false in here. And in defaults, we will include new true. Okay, but this is for debug only, right? So maybe this idea of save post is okay. Actually, update post maybe is okay. We should actually use update post, not save post. And also drafts, not post. Oh, save post and update post are different, right? So one operates on drafts. But anyway, yeah. Let's see. Publish is interesting. Delete is interesting, but edit post. Let's say how do you call save? I call it like this, right? So there's no drafts anywhere. Okay, no, okay, yeah, okay. So this save should transform into update body, right? Right? Yeah, update body. Cool. So update body like this. We apply interceptors, which seems be standard. We use post ID. We use body as request. Yeah. Okay. So there are two ways to go, right? We can make dump endpoints and smart front end that will like pack data the way we need, or we can just make an endpoint for anything, everything. I'm just not sure where would we need. So upload is completely different thing. It should update body itself, right? So okay. So update body would be a separate endpoint. Body is body, blah blah blah. We don't actually need payload. There is a post. And we need to respond somehow. Right, so update body must respond with success, failure, or new post. Okay. So we only have one key, there's post, and it's probably have body. Okay, so boom, this is wrong. Okay, let's somewhere in there put an operation that will be different. Let's call it update draft, okay? Update draft, and it will be post ID or draft ID, I don't know, and function f that will be applied to it, okay? So for now, this should look exactly like this, actually. For now. Only difference would be that we apply the function f. Let's call it update fn, okay? Okay, so get draft seems to be something that so we have something like called files, which contains file operations. Okay, so for example, copy dir definitely ghost files. And we need copy dir. Like this. And then we have posts, get post, post ID, and get draft is going there as well. Get draft. And next post ID probably goes to posts as well, like here. Yes. So those were utility namespaces. The files, there are posts. Okay, if I am not wrong, okay, so we see that there are namespace posts used. So that means we moved it to the right place, right? Okay, yeah, this seems better. Update draft. Okay, let's see. Update draft. Should it go to files or posts? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it should. I don't know. Yeah, it probably should. Right? It's reusable. But that way, most of this will go there. But maybe it's okay. Okay, let's actually, let's start coding it here because maybe we would need it from different namespaces. Okay, so update draft, what does it do? Okay, so it gets draft, it applies a function that transforms it, right? Then it goes into directory and writes its file, right? Yeah. Get draft would create you a draft directory if it doesn't exist yet. This seems okay. Seems what we want. Maybe some exceptions, but yeah, okay. Okay, this seems what we want. Okay, so now the trick is that we need some sort of a queue for our updates. Yes? So the way we implement queue is we implement agent per post. Okay? So that's how we are going to do it. And this is going to be def1s. Agents. And it will start with atom with no values. We will also need some function like schedule, and it would take post ID or draft ID, whatever. They're the same. It will take post ID and function, right? That should be executed on this agent, and I don't use them often, but there is send function, I believe. Yeah, so we must send to agent. Oh, first we need to make sure there is an agent, right? So this is tricky. No. So somehow we have to create a single agent for. This is actually okay. We say let agent is swap get agents. No, not agents. Agents. What we need here is a function called sockNew. It takes map, key, and value, and it works like this, right? So sockNew post ID agent new. This ensures that Atom will have a single okay, so and this is what we need to from return value we need to get post ID. So this will return our agent. If there is none, it will create new. If there is some, it will return existing one. Okay. The important thing here is that we, under no circumstances, we create two agents. Okay, so it must be one always. Yeah, this is the first important thing. Now that we have it, what we can do, we can send to agent. We don't care what its value was. Our res will be a promise. And I think we need something like deliver. Yes. Okay. And we return res. So what happens here is this item is a map from post ID to agent. So it means that each post has its own agent, and that means that there is some queue of tasks per post, right? So two posts can be edited in parallel, a single post cannot be edited in parallel. In fact, all operations over that post or draft of it must go through the same agent, and they will be linearized. So one happens strictly after the other. Okay. Yeah, we don't know what the operation would be. We don't really care. So this here we try to get that, create that agent. Then here we create a promise that we send operation to agent. And that operation, oh sorry, we have to return new actually. Yeah. So when agent finally finds time to execute our operation, it will execute it in its own context. We will execute it, right? The result will be put into star res, and promise will be fulfilled and returned. So our task here, agent will state, it wouldn't hold any state. We don't really care about state of our agent. And the result will be returned here, and the caller has freedom to whether wait for it or don't wait for it, I don't know. Okay, so for example, update draft, right? So this is a synchronous operation, but let's see if we can update body. So it's here it is, right? So payload body is body post payload. Okay. So now what we have to do is say post schedule. Do we have post ID? Yeah, we have post ID. We have post ID, and on post ID we should pass an operation, right? So our operation will be update draft. Draft ID. On our case, it will be post ID and update fn, right? So update fn here. We can use, actually, we don't need any arguments in there. We can use, say we take a sock. Here we'll probably be talking about post, right? Draft. Let me in fact this should be private. It's called update draft impl, and this one will be called just update draft, right? And it will schedule draft ID, a function. Well, it has no arguments. Update draft impl, draft ID, update file. Okay. So basically, we just dropped it in schedule, but yeah, I don't see. And we need to dereference it because we need to wait when it actually happens. Okay, so here will be this is not as simple as, oh no, it's simple. It is simple. Okay. So this is our update fn and post update draft, post ID, update fn, or maybe even and it returns change draft, right? So like this. Okay, cool. So we call it saved, but oops. Yeah. We return what we have updated, but not necessarily we have to do anything with it. Let's say we return it anyway, yes, for the future. This actually could be just like status success or something like that as well. But maybe we will need I need it a little bit. Okay, so let's see if it compiles. It seems to compile, right? Good. What do we need here? Here we actually need one interesting thing, is that we need to store body that we know is stored on the server, and body that is current value, right? Like this. Body edited would be like this. Yes, and actually should display this one. Saving as well. Body edited and failed. We still, so you see that post here, it has body that we know is on the server. Body edited is what we know is currently with us. And maybe we also need body sent or something like that. Do we need it? I know, maybe. Also, I think that status body should be actually body status. And okay, body status, and same goes for status picture. It worked. It seems to work, right? And we need to static area here shouldn't show body. Body edited. So it's either this or saved, right? So one of those. Okay. Let's see. Can. Oh, what was that? So something is not working, it seems. Blah blah blah. Const defined for boolean type true. Okay, yeah, this would. I agree. Oh yeah. Huh. Because we used merge with here. Merge with here, and actually let's go back to collections and define deep merge M1 and M2. So deep merge works across two objects, right? So cont and if the boss map, we otherwise we just return it. So this is deep merge, right? So it goes inside maps but doesn't go anywhere else. Okay, and here we will need deep merge like this. Let's see. Okay, body change, so we see it here. Body saving, after save failed. Right, blah 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 blah. Yeah, we seem we covered most of the states. Okay, cool. So now time to go to. So we have. We probably have post. Body. I would not be able to post it, right? But we should. I don't know how to test it. But yeah, anyway. What is this? Iterating the code faster with new multi-line editor designs and new lines control code. Okay. Can I get my normal console back? What's this? Why is my console? Yeah, full. Yeah, this is better. Is it dark enough? Somewhat, right? So probably it's time to turn on the lights. I'm gonna. No. So the interesting thing is if I go to the web interface to change my light bulb, OBS quits. Yeah, so I was saying if I try to change the light in my room, OBS quits and drops frames and stuff like that, so it's very enlightening. Maybe, by the way, that's why it was not behaving before, because as for some reason, I don't know, I imagine, right? So communication between smart lamps, smart light bulbs and sockets in my apartment causes like Wi-Fi to drop or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely fucked up. But anyway, we have red lights right now. This is what I want. Yeah, we can test that. It's time to actually go and implement some logic, right? So we probably want to have some on this on text area on change. We would probably want something. So placeholder, this value. Yeah. Well, sort of. The trick is we need to store state somewhere. Let's say okay, yeah, let's it's time to start some ClearScript programming, dynamic programming or something, right? So the UI is stateful, right? So the thing that we see on page is stateful. So we have to store state somewhere. We have to initialize it somehow, and we have to update it, and so on, and so on, and so on. And the easiest way to do it is to say that we have state somewhere in here, right? And it's Atom. And now it depends. If we want state as an argument, we probably want it here. We also probably want this to be RAM reactive. RAM react state, okay. So there is a global variable, but we pass it as an argument. It doesn't really matter. Maybe the name arg is not good, but I also didn't invent better name last time, as I remember. And there's like data, state. State is not okay because RAM components also have state, so you will have state there and have state there. So it couldn't be state. It could be data. It could be argument. It could be what are good names for stateful things that we can call it DB, but it's not a DB, right? We can call it atom. But it would be atom. How do you call the value of atom, right? Arc. It made sense when it was like an argument, right? So here we need refresh. Yeah, so if let me also look up what research returns. Yeah, payload is okay name, but it seems like if you're communicating something and this is something persistent, what returns new? Yeah, okay, so it's either state or state. Okay, so we either take what is currently here, our data. Oh, no. So no, it's just a condition. And condition should be like this. And for editor, we just pass state. Yes, we pass state like this. Debug. What about debug? So debug doesn't. Oh, now, yeah, that's a problem. But no, it's not a problem actually. Let's just. So for each state debug will create a new atom, which seems okay. I'm still calling it state, right? So this is not good. Not good. Let's call it data. Let's go. Well, yeah, accept cookies. Okay, case, attitude, capacity, chances, character, element, essential. We can call it form. In some sense, it's a form, right? But it's form state. No, this is not helping. Well, we can call it form. Let's call it form. Yeah. Because it's in a sense, it is a form, right? Yeah, let's call it form. This is. Okay, so it seems to work. Okay, yeah, cool. What we need here is we need on change, right? On change. And probably on body change. Okay, and it's gonna be like on body change value 100%, something like this. Yes. Let's swap form body edited. Probably should call it edited. Let's see if it works. No. Seems to work. It seems to work. Yeah, it seems to work. Okay, right? And we have radio. Right. Do I don't remember, but there was some issue with. Maybe it's not an issue anymore. Okay. Yeah. So why? Yeah. Let's leave it like this. It's fine. Okay, so body is edited right now, and we should be able to send it, right? We have fetch here. This definitely should go to some namespace in utils. Let's see what we have. Fragments, mime, transit, maybe in transit. So there is web, but it's CLJ, right? But CLJ S web. We can call it fetch. Yeah, let's call it fetch. I don't know. ns grumpy core fetch CLJS, and we need this in its entirety. security. And we also probably gonna need, what we're gonna need? HTML, HTTP request. Wait, what? I don't use Google? Okay, but anyway, yeah, so this is a good, probably good something that I did. So we have body success error. Okay, cool. Let's go here. So what we need to do is fetch. Now it looks stupid like fetch, but we need to post. Here we need update body. On body is gonna be post body value, right? No. Yeah. So this is request body, this is post body. Yeah, and we totally expect it, right? So here we take body post. Yeah, okay, so progress we don't need. We do need success and we do need error, right? And to figure out what they should do, we probably need to look at this diagram. Oops, this diagram. So we are right now, like, we don't set timer yet. We might, but we don't. We in this state, right? So the trick is when we come out of this state, we either should update our state to idle or not. Okay, let's say we don't do anything. We don't actually do anything. Well, we know what saved body would be, right? So we don't need actually anything of this. The only thing is we need to figure out yeah, actually I know what we need. If body edited on form equals value, so if there was no change in edit form since we set it, right? We are gonna swap form. We are gonna so can you exit? Okay, and if error happens, we need to what? also curious what is in there. Just response text. So probably we should just let's hope it will be plain text. Yeah. I'm just checking if I figured all the statuses wrong. Failed body status message. Yeah, it seems okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oops. Missed post ID. Okay. We missed post ID. Okay, so post ID. Do we have post ID here? Yeah, we have post ID. So in theory, as a change, we should see as network requests go over boom 404 post now. So yeah, we didn't have any post ID. Is it because we using debug version? Yeah, we don't want debug version. Okay, we still have no post ID. Okay, why? Let me check in. We have mount somewhere. So there is definitely post ID in there, right? In data. Actually, I'm thinking about calling it form. Maybe no. Why isn't it in there? This is a moment where I would appreciate CLJS REPL. So if I am correct, we should be actually see form content in there. Okay, and we have state, new post ID Nikitansky. So there is post ID. What's wrong with it? Yeah, that's what's wrong with it. Okay. Fetch misses or get. Yes. Get comes in here. Like this. Oops. Okay, let's try again. Okay, not found. Cool. Body failed, not found. Cool. This seems what we needed, right? Post Nikitansky update body. Maybe, yeah, maybe we need restart server as well. No such namespace files. Okay, yes. post ID in 78. Yeah. Let's just call it post ID because they're the same. Okay, reset worked. So now we should have new endpoints configured. Boom, 500. Okay, so this is interesting. Unexpected character. Seems to me almost like 58. We are trying to parse. Yeah, this is impossible to read, but body. No, I won't see what was actually sent. We can see what was actually sent in here, I guess. Alright, so we can see post body as. Okay, so this is Eden. Normal, totally normal Eden. Did we send content type? Yeah, we sent it wrong, right? Somewhere in there we are missing Eden content type. I don't know where. I'm not sure how it worked before actually. Wait, why did it try to transit body? Yeah, it should have tried reading transit. Why did it try to parse it? Oh no, it happened inside read transit. Okay, let's do this. Let's do println. Actually, peer on. Okay, let's do this. We need reset. We need reload. And now we can actually take a look. So it's a servlet input stream impl, and I guess yeah, so transit that we send is not we didn't encode anything in transit. That's a problem, I think. Yes, so that's our problem. We didn't encode our body in transit. We should have. We can actually send plain, yeah, transit. So that's not. Okay. Boom. Okay, so response was blah blah post body SS. Cool. Now if we so now it is sent on every every key press, and this is not what we want. We need timer, right? So here must be timer that schedules an update after 5 seconds. Okay, so this is what we are going to implement next. It'll take a minute, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so timer, right? There are two strategies to implement it. We can either put it like save should happen 5 seconds after last update or after first update, right? So so the difference would be if I keep typing, right? Should it save somewhere in the middle? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it should. Maybe it should. But then it shouldn't happen. Yeah, it should happen, right? It should happen in the middle. On the other hand, if I editing something and I like cut some text and was moving it somewhere, oh no, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the way we are going to implement it is we will need timer. This stuff that I made in here would definitely go somewhere else. If there is no timer, okay, so let's see. If we have no timer, right, on form, if there is no timer, so we timer and here we will have just a set timeout, right? Just set timeout. I think it takes function and then delay. Yeah, timeout on body saving and then delay, and delay will be 5 seconds. Okay, we'll set it to 1 for testing. Yeah, and we also actually must body status changed. Okay, or edited. Let me. Well, if we call it edited, why we call it edited in one place? Yeah, let's call it edited. Okay, so blah blah blah. This one goes definitely into a timer. Okay. Oops. What just happened? It's probably multiple cores or something like that. On body saving. So now, if we when not equals let edited form, when if edited is not at the end of the timer, if edit is not body post form. Okay, let's call form so we don't accidentally close on atom. If there is not, then we go in there. Yes, we change status to sorry about, I'm not sure about lags, I'm not sure what what's going on. I should somehow get Ethernet in there. It's not really convenient for me, but yeah, for streaming it would be, it's a must, right? So maybe I will get it. We'll see. Yeah, but for now, I think we have everything that I want. I'm not sure if I want to change anything in here. So maybe exclamation marks. I'm not sure. Yeah, these are side effectable functions. These are all side effectful functions. So they all must be with I'm also not sure about this. It's probably fine, but so this thing is needed because okay, so I just changed property access syntax to get. So it's needed because ClearScript compiles in advanced mode, it minifies field names. I'm not sure how it works with like stuff like current target. It seems to work, like there are probably exceptions, like if field name is a value or current target never minified or something like that. Yeah, I don't really trust it, so I have a macro that does just property access, right? So this macro just compiles it into, so for example, if I get so this will be translated directly into JavaScript like this. Maybe escaped, I'm not sure. maybe not. Yeah, and this is how you work around minification. Probably with accessing event props, you won't hit it. I just don't want at some point to figure out that catching this bug. So that's all. I just better be safe. So yeah, it seems to work, right? So body update seems to work. Yes, saving, filed. Okay. Saving, failed. Okay. Okay. So there's also like stuff like publish. Actually, you know what? Let's do, I think that publish, save post. Yeah, publish and delete and publish and stuff like that. And image upload should go through our new schedule thing somehow. I'm not sure how, in which order, start, in which order to do it. Image uploading also is tricky-ish. So we have upload here, right? And this is called when it's all finished. Save picture. Okay, I think it's all for today. I can't think of anything. I don't think it's reasonable to start a new big chunk of work, and this is going to be a big chunk of work. Okay, and yeah, I can't find anything small to tackle. So let's say that's it for now, and see you next time. Thank you for watching. Yeah, hope you enjoy it. All code is available on GitHub, so yeah, check it out if you want.